mockingbirds.
Yeah, they made a huge mess down here trying to build a nest up in this tree here.
She comes down and gets a stick, flies up there, puts it in the crook of the tree there, and there's 100 sticks on the ground.
Okay, how old were you when you got your first job?
Like with a real paycheck?
With a real paycheck, yeah, working.
Printed out paycheck? 17.
17. I thought you worked for Dairy Queen when you were younger than that.
No,
17?
So
that's 50 years of your life, or 45 anyway, that you lived on somebody else's time frame. You had to be at work at a certain time. You had to work until they said you could go home. And me too. 40 years of my life, well, more than that, counting the Army. Somebody told me when I could eat and when I could sleep and when I could have time off. And my wife and I, we are enjoying waking up, and if we decide we're going to go to Zwolle, Louisiana,
Lucy, you're gonna drown.
that's what we're going to do. That's where we're going now. Zwolle, Louisiana. We're going to eat some Zwolle tamales, and we're going to ride around Toledo Bend. And that's how I live every day of my life. I don't make plans that can't be broke, because all my life I had to live on somebody else's time. And we're both older folks, and who knows how many years we got left to enjoy the years we got where we're still able to ride motorcycles and do things we like to do. There may come a time when we're stuck in the house, so we're just gonna live. What's it called when you spur the moment? That's what I mean. Spur the moment.
Live on the edge.
Living on the edge.
Well, here's what.
Safely.
If I can get up and walk, I'm doing stuff. I'm gonna do stuff. Because there's a few days I can't.
And that's another thing. We never know until we wake up and put our feet on the floor if we're gonna be able to get much done that day. Because with age comes aches and pains, and some days you can't do much of nothing, and some days you feel good enough to get plenty done. All right, let's go ride.
Thank you, Jesus.
Other than that, thank you, Jesus. We got heartbeats and sunny day and motorcycles and dog in the lap and coffee. Okay, we just drove over some of the bumpiest, most chewed up and destroyed roads I have ever been on in my life. So I had to pee so bad I could taste it because of the roads. Well, we pulled in at Dairy Queen, and their dining room is still closed, and this is their sign. Actually, I don't know if you can read it because it's digital. It says, now accepting application supply at the drive-through window. Okay,
Oh, how pretty.
what are they?
Swallows.
Swallows? I didn't bring my GoPro. My batteries didn't charge. I couldn't get the GoPro to communicate with the remote. So here we are, Toledo Bend.
There's a sign right there that says Zwolle.
Zwolle, we're in Zwolle. There's a, let's see if I can zoom it in there. Right there.
Okay, look, there's a Canadian goose over there. We're in Canada.
Yeah, Canadian
We
geese.
rode all the way to Canada.
Well, anyway,
On some of the worst roads I've ever been on in my entire life.
terrible roads,
I think
incredibly
this is
bad.
For Louisiana.
Yeah.
I'm not going back over the line again.
Yep, that's it. That's our last. This is our last trip into Louisiana.
Yeah.
Texas roads are, I'm not exaggerating, 10 times better than Louisiana roads.
I caught air twice. And I really thought, if I hadn't been paying attention.
We found some holes that we were just lucky we didn't hit them, and if we had, it would have just destroyed the motorcycles. These are on main highways, major roads. Louisiana has always been a democratically controlled state, and whenever you're in a state that Democrats control, everything goes to shit. Everything.
Yeah, Biden, where's that infrastructure for Louisiana? Because they need it.
Anyway, beautiful lake.
It is. This isn't even the pretty part.
All right, we are gonna go into town and find us some tamales. That's what we drove down here for.
Yeah, Zwolle tamales.
Zwolle tamales. Zwolle is famous for their tamales. And There's more lake on the other side.
Yeah, and everything's closed down because of the COVID.
Yeah, they're still closed down because of the COVID. We went to a truck stop. Actually, I stopped at a Dairy Queen, and they're closed because of COVID. And so we went to a truck stop, and the restaurant was closed because of COVID, which I don't care about that. I just had to use a bathroom because Louisiana roads beat the pee out of me.
Too much information.
Okay, we're going to get back on the bikes and find us a restaurant that'll serve us some tamales. See ya. Okay, we found a place that serves tamales, and we went in there. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how filthy would you say it was, hon?
Not eating there.
I would not eat anything that anybody cooked there. I would not feed anything to my dog that anyone cooked there. So we're going to cross Toledo Bend and get back into Texas and find something over there. Find a restaurant over there to eat in. Gratuitous motorcycle shot. All right, see you back in Texas. So no tamales. I tell you, I'll wait till we get home till we tell you the whole story. But that area is a nightmare.
It was.
So what's better than a steak? Gas station food. Yeah, we're eating gas station food. Nothing risky about that. We are home. What a long freaking ride. Long. And only half of it was a good ride. I'm exhausted. Charlie and I were thinking we could do an iron butt, which is 1,000 miles in 24 hours. I don't know. We'd have to get a lot more fit than we are. You don't realize it, but riding a motorcycle takes muscles that you don't realize you're using. Okay, let me feed my cat, go get something to drink, get my shorts on, sit down on the front porch, and we're going to tell you all about it. Okay, where do we start? I've never seen so much oil field equipment in my life. I'm telling you, the oil field is absolutely booming in the part of Louisiana that we rode in. And therefore, the roads, every one of them, have absolutely disintegrated into nothing but huge potholes and cracks, and even parts of the side of the road have crumbled away. And if you got caught up in that on a motorcycle, you'd end up out in the woods. It was a dangerous, dangerous ride down there. And then we get to Zwolle, our destination. The lake itself is beautiful, but the town, Zwolle, what a filthy, trashy little town.
The last time I was down there, it's been well over 30 years ago, and nothing has changed. Nothing. Not one. They haven't even, the roads still look the same. The buildings.
So we find a place that sells tamales. Got a big sign out front. And we park our motorcycles. And we opened the door. And the second we stepped inside, we both knew that we were not going to eat anything in that place. It was filthy. And it looked like it was like a welding shop, mechanic shop / tamale sales. I mean, it was...
Yeah, they didn't make them there. They didn't make them. There's no way they made them there.
I don't imagine. Anyway, we... and then we must have hit it when they had... What would you call it? 10 miles long worth of flea markets and yard sales.
They must have been having like Highway 6 flea market or something, because it was...
Yeah, Highway 6, for about 10 miles, there was a yard sale or a flea market every couple of 100 feet. And man, you had people walk out in front of you, pull out in front of you, stop in the middle of the road while they shopped. It was...
road like that. I couldn't believe it. People just walked...
55-mile-an-hour road.
Right.
Yeah.
Walked right out in front of it.
And it's a good thing that, we saw all this traffic, so we went really slow and still nearly had, people were pulling right out in front of moving traffic. It was incredible. And I'm going to tell you, the second we crossed the lake, see, Toledo Bend borders Texas and Louisiana, and the second we crossed the lake into Texas, it was like the whole world changed back into good roads and reasonably good drivers, and the traffic was about 1/10 as much as it was in Louisiana. I tell you, I can't see myself going back to Louisiana and driving. There's just nothing. I've lived there for 40 years of my life, and I know every single road there is over there, and I don't need to go back. I'm really having a good time exploring Texas, and the roads are, without exaggeration, the roads are easily 10 times better, and the traffic is easily 10 times less. And anyway, it was a good day. Half of it was a good day. The second we got back into Texas, it was a good ride again. It was a very, very long ride. Don't do that again. Charlie picked this ride out.
I know. That was the worst ride.
Yeah,
road-wise.
Road-wise. I mean, if the roads were good, you could have dealt with the traffic. Traffic wasn't so terrible, and nobody was like being super aggressive, tailgating, nothing like that. Everybody was definitely busy and had a place to go. But most people were pretty cool about staying off our butts. And, when we got people behind us and we didn't feel like going 75 and a 50, we would pull over and wave people by. And, if it wasn't for the horrible roads and the fact that Zwolle, excuse my language, Zwolle is a shithole. And I will never go back. What a mistake. But you live and learn. I mean, if nothing else, we found something out that we didn't know. We won't be going back to Zwolle. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, did you enjoy the play?
I can barely walk. My back is killing me.
Yeah.
I hit so many holes. You couldn't see them because of the shade.
Right.
And so you just...
That was part of the problem. The sun was out pretty bright, so the trees are over the road. So a 2-foot pothole, you can't pick it out until you can't avoid it. Until it's so close that you can't avoid it because of the shade. Alrighty. That's our ride for today. I don't know. Tomorrow I'm going to probably work on her bike. I got to put her grips on, and I got to flush her brake and probably take the caliper off and take the puck out and clean where the puck goes in and out of the caliper. Just because
well, it did get dirty.
She has to pull the brake in way too far for her to get any brake action. Alrighty. See you tomorrow. Have a good Saturday.